I just want to start the Jeep up cold and observe the short-term fuel trims when we start up. Right now we're running rich. Not pulling any live data in off the scanner. See right there my short-term fuel trim minus 14, minus 11. It's actually quite high, even though about roughly 14.7. I just want to take her for a little trip around the block, see if that changes. So after it's warmed up, my short-term fuel trims are more realistic, but when it was cold, that wasn't the case. Well, good day everybody, welcome to another video. And yes, in the last video things got a little bit weird, but we know what happened to Kevin. He didn't end up getting killed and slaughtered by whatever kind of voodoo magic was going on with that weird telephone in the bush. Apparently the story goes, and this is the story from Kevin, is that his dog started puking during the night, puked all over a sleeping bag, so that was the reason why he bolted. However, I'm not so sure. I'm not calling him a liar, but Buddy was so fucking hammered, he could hardly even stand up. You know, when you've got your drink in your hand and you're swaying like that and you really don't know what the fuck you're talking about anymore. That's what happened, but who knows? All I know is that he's safe. You'll probably see him at our next gold mining adventure. We need to start the quad up, and hopefully we can try to convince Aubrey to take the quad out next weekend. Battery's dead from sitting. Not good. It's a few years old now. Makes me think it's time to replace it. But however, Jeep's back in the garage. We're going to continue working on some videos from the feedback you guys gave me on my Facebook post on that P0303 on the cold start, doing a bunch of checks. I already started filming some videos, but today I'm going to focus on doing some injector testing, check to see if the injector's leaking, all that kind of BS. Before we could start anything, I need to clean off my bench from when I was working on the F-150. What I want to do is remove the intake hose for better coverage of getting that open. Actually, I'm probably just gonna pull the center section of this tube out. That way it is completely out of the way. There's another reason why these dunnage blocks come in handy. Step on them gives me the perfect height to lean over the Jeep to work on it. It's part of the exhaust gasket is blowing out there by the looks of it. Yeah, I bet you that's my issue right there. Betcha. Maybe the headers aren't cracked. Let's get the old multimeter out now. Start checking some values. See what we end up with. We want ohms. Nice. Appears that the battery is dead. Come on. They always make these cases so you gotta use like retard strength to get them apart. Always fails when you least expect it. Story of my life. Actually, I'd leave one inside here. Ooh, I did leave a battery in there. I'll just do the battery out of that one. Number 1 and 2, you can actually mix those ones up quite easy. However, don't be alarmed by that, because if you do mix up these injector wires, all you have to do is just leave one off and then start the vehicle till you get an engine code. Should give me the injector code, yeah. Okay, I'm zeroed out. Injector number 3 might be a little bit on the tricky side. See if I can get a... I'm just trying to get it to stabilize. There we go. 13. I'm gonna bust out this fuel injector tester here, but I need to make some adjustments to it. Make it a little user friendly to use. If you're picking up what I'm laying down. I might have some smaller ones. Ooh, perfect. Bingo. Perfect. Now I'm set up with a longer run. Just gonna energize it. Yeah. It is. I'm bleeding down though. Alright, well, the gauge is leaking. I give it another once around here in the old MPT threads. Maybe that'll tighten her up enough that we won't be leaking. We'll re-energize it. Power it up. Alright, let's do a quick test. We're about 45 pounds roughly. We'll let it sit for a little bit and see how much it bleeds off. I don't see an ejector like leaking big time, otherwise we would see the pressure drop off huge. Yeah. 4 brings us down to, you know, everything brings us down to like 30 pounds, so 2 more to go. Yeah, these tools are actually pretty good to have. Diagnostic, troubleshooting. Let's hit the pulse cannon again. One more time. Should be about 30 psi roughly. And that's roughly where I'm at. 1 more to go. Yeah, I was gonna pump the fuel back into the thing there. Not enough went through. Gotta plug in all my injector wires back up. Because after doing the injector pulse test here, the engine will be a little bit on the flooded side. You know what I'm saying. Let's put these back in. See what happens when we try to start it up here. It's gonna be a little flooded. I should actually make sure that this shit is off the way. And my phone's off because that'll fall and the screen will smash. Get this off the way too, because you know, I'm not taking 2, staying out of the line of fire here. I think I'm good to go. See what happens. Oh yeah, she's flooded. We can deflood this thing. There we go. Still got that engine light on though. It's probably from that injector. Look how rich I'm running. I just filled those cylinders full of fuel. Erase that code because it's no longer in the system. Light should go out after the races. Oh, turnkey on with engine off. The race done. That's weird. Usually sometimes it'll do it when it's running. Still on the super rich side there. What's the live data saying? Run all your PIDs. It's view data. Complete data set. It says I'm an open loop. I'm not getting any response yet. There we are, just had to clear out the fuel. Short term, eh? Still. Oh yeah, I can feel exhaust come out of there. That's definitely where my leak is. So now this is the interesting part on the whole Jeep P0303 misfire. On the 2003, the manifold split up into two. So you got bank 1, bank 2, where bank 1 is cylinders 1 through 3, then bank 2 is 4 through 6. And number 3 is the one that gave me the misfire code. However, I find this kind of interesting. So I put my finger down in there and it was running, because you can see the gasket's kind of blowing out there, and exhaust gas was tapping out. So I know I got an exhaust leak right there, which means if exhaust can come out, fresh air can also get in. And since there's an exhaust leak, the O2 sensor should enrich in bank 2. But why did the misfire code come on bank 1? I've also noticed too this past little while, when I started the Jeep, it'll go sometimes really lean. It'll run really lean and at idle, and I'll have to tap the gas, and it'll start going really rich. So I wonder if something funny is going on, especially with that leak. We just finished testing the injectors. The injectors right now seem to be going pretty good. Still want to do another compression test. I want to do another compression test and compare it with the numbers from the last compression test. And then once I start tearing everything apart, do a leak down test. And then that'll determine if I decide to rebuild this engine or not. So many things. The possibilities are endless here. What's with this? I think I need to shave my hair again. Well, it's the first day back to work after the long weekend. Sometimes I just wish that I just need an extra day. Anyways, before I kill this video, I'm going to do one more test. We've done like fuel injector tests using the multimeter. We have used that other injector tool. Now I'm going to use the Power Probe 4, because the Power Probe 4 has an injector test. However, what the Power Probe kit doesn't come with is the adapter or back probe, which you really don't need because you got those hole pinchers right there that you could utilize. But I'm going to use a back probe to get into the insulation so I'm not exposing the wire to moisture. And I got the adapter from the Power Probe lead set, which I had from, I think, Power Probe 2 or Power Probe 1, whichever one I had. Either way, I cannot stress enough that the Power Probe is by far the best troubleshooting tool that you could have in your garage. Absolutely, the Power Probe is the best thing in my opinion. It's cheap and has so many uses. So coming over here on the Jeep 4.0, what we got in common all the way through, as you're going to see, is that all these green lines right here, that's going to be the positive. So what we need to probe are all these colored wires, because that's the control wires coming from the computer, and that's what we're going to be reading off of. Let's probe the injector that was giving us the fault code. Like right here, some of the tests the power probe 4 can do. Now, one of the things I really like, especially if you're looking for testing shorts, is right here. Testing and measuring operations, power feed testing. The circuit resistance will be calculated even with the voltage applied to the circuit. That's a huge bonus when you're trying to troubleshoot something and you need to know the resistance and need to know what the voltage is. Remember when I replaced that starter a few months ago? Look how rusty it is already. Doesn't take long. What the fuck, over? Just went inside to grab a beer. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is smoking so much? Jesus. Yeah, gotta love the party smoker. We're gonna change it up and have a Mott's Clamato Caesar extra spicy. 5.5% alcohol. These are good. Alright, it's motherfucking Caesar time. You guys in America probably don't know what a Caesar is because it's a Canadian drink. It was actually invented here in Calgary quite some time ago. You guys have a drink in the States that's similar. It's called the Bloody Mary, and it's not even close to what a Caesar is. Caesar is what it's all about. Fuck, these are so good. We did quite a bit of testing in this video series. Of course, all those videos on the injector testing, the DIYs, are going to be on my other channel, of course. I just vlogged through all this stuff. And we're going to keep moving along. Couple other things to do. I still got to get that rust panel done on the truck right quick. Hopefully this weekend. Anyways, I got to get going. Still got to edit videos and relax for a bit for I headed to work tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the next one.